I enjoyed it, and like it ended on a cliffhanger, and I'm sure Amazon. Well, I hope Amazon will renew it. So we'll see if they do or they don't. But yeah, I mean, give it a shot if you have Amazon Prime. Like it's something. Just be aware. Like the story is, hey, superheroes are jerks and like terrible people, and this group has to keep them in line. Like that is the premise of this group.
And the group has no superpowers, right? They're just regular people.
They're just government mandated, right? Like a CIA equivalent.
So you find out this is more in the comic than the book and the comic diverge here, because in the book they work for the CIA essentially.
Yeah.
And there is a compound that was developed by the corporation that backs the superheroes. That's what's actually giving people powers. But because it's like in the food, it's in the food chain. It's people are getting it via like hereditary. When kids are born, it's passed along kind of deal. So like that's how they justify in the comics. Oh, more superheroes are happening because this compound has been introduced into various ways. In the TV show, there's a whole subplot about it. And some of the boys in the TV show do have enhancements. In the comic, they're all enhanced. Like they can all the main character in the comic is modeled after Simon Pegg, who does show up in this. And he accidentally punches through someone's chest after he gets augmented. Like they have superpower, or they are enhanced. They can take damage resistance and whatnot.
So I guess being as it's called The Boys, it's all dudes.
It is not.
There's one lady, right?
Yeah, there is the female.
And some messed up stuff happens with her, right?
So yeah, in the TV show, she is definitely a different character than she is in the comic. In the comic, her and Frenchie are just really psychopaths, but they are weapons to be directed. She doesn't talk. If someone touches her, she'll like break their arm, like as a thing to do. They are weapons to be directed, and they have a connection. But in the show, there's stuff going on that she's been experimented on, and they rescue her about halfway through. It's not a big deal because she's in a lot of the marketing. Like if you're seeing the things now, you see her all covered in crime walking into like a nail salon. The Boys was good. I'd check that out. Like I said, it ends on a cliffhanger. It is definitely different than the book. So like even if you've read the books, don't expect it. Like there's stuff that happens, especially towards the end. You're like, what? Check it out. The other one that I've been watching, I actually finished like half an hour ago or whatever, an hour ago. I watched the second season of Star Trek Discovery. That was like real good. I really enjoyed it. Like I think Aaron, are you the only one who's watched it?
I have not. I need to start it. I keep telling myself to do it, but I haven't. But I need to start it before season 3 comes out.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. Like I mean,
how are you guys watching it? I'm just curious. How are you guys watching it?
So there's a deal right now. I think it's like $5 to add all of CBS All Access without commercials to your Amazon account.
Really?
And I think it's for 3 months.
Wow. Okay.
So I did that.
Because Picard is coming out, right? Picard is coming out.
That'll be next year. Next
year. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Picard. I'm all about Picard.
Yo, yes, I am looking forward to that. But like Discovery, so they've kind of cleaned with this season. They cleaned up why like no one's ever heard of this amazing ship or whatever. But there's still like some real weird stuff that. And Aaron, since you haven't watched it, we'll talk about it, I guess, when you do. There's still some weird conflicting stuff in it, like just with like. This was very early on, so I don't think it's that big a thing. But in like the first or second episode of the season, you discover that the network. So Discovery, the ship, is the last ship in the fleet that has this ability to use this spore drive that allows it to essentially instantaneously transport between two places. So instead of warping or whatever, like this uses this spore technology to instantaneously travel.
Like some quantum entanglement type stuff?
Kinda. So it's weird because they're actually growing mushrooms that release these spores, but it's supposed to be like a chain of life kind of thing.
Oh, so they're getting
So-
high. I gotcha.
But it can only but in the first season there's like tetragrades, which are, if you've ever like, oh, what's the most resilient life on Earth or
Bugbears.
whatever, you see
Bugbears, right?
yeah, the little microscopic 6-legged tetragrades or bugbears, or like, and it's essentially they try to use that as part of the basis for it, because these things can be desiccated, and if you add water they come back, like they will restore functioning. Like, it's amazing. Like, these things last through the void of space,
Like sea monkeys.
exactly, just like 1,000 times
Monocle and the cane.
So in this one, you find out the mycelial network, that's the thing they're traveling, actually has life in it, and like they call the guy that the navigator for the drive on the Discovery a monster, but then they keep using it. Like, they know this is literally hurting a sentient like group or whatever, and they still use this drive and never acknowledge it ever again during this series. And I'm like, that's weird. That seems like something Star Trek probably would have resolved. Like, hey, we know we have this great technology, but we know it also hurts a sentient life to use it. So can't do
make
it.
it so.
Make it so.
So you can't do it. Like, because it's the same idea, and there are things to point out in a lot of Star Treks.
It's number one.
Like you think about Klingons, honorable warriors, but they're okay with essentially making their ships disappear.
Yeah, there's some irony there. That's true.
And also, the Federation was like, they agreed in their treaties, like, oh, we won't use this amazing technology everyone else gets to use, except for the Defiant, and there's the whole thing there.
You've never heard Shakespeare until you've heard in the original Klingon.
To be or not to be.
When I sent that Star Trek care package to Giant Bomb, that included a copy of Hamlet in Klingon. So anyway, so I even with those, like, there are some things that I'm like, that's weird, or like it's weird that the shuttlecrafts look a lot more like Next Generation shuttlecrafts than like original Star Trek shuttlecrafts, because this takes place before the original series.
Yeah, but they don't want to use things that look like, pieces of plastic hanging from fishing line.
So
Well, not with that attitude. Yeah.
it's not a question, like, because they do model. So the one thing to know about this season is that Captain Pike is in it, and so Captain Pike was the original captain of the Enterprise before James T. Kirk takes over. He essentially gets almost killed in the first episode of Star Trek.
That's not Scott Bakula, right?
No, this is James T. Kirk, Will Shatner, Leonard Nimoy.
It's James Bakula.
So if you've ever seen, he's in like this weird black wheelchair where he has three. All of Starfleet's advanced technology, we can go across the universe. This guy is in a wheelchair, in this black, like, Professor X wheelchair, and has 3 lights to communicate. That's it. Like, we can figure out all this amazing shit, but we haven't figured that out yet.
Well, maybe he was so far gone. That's as far as they could bring him back.
He's like an admiral. like he's still making decisions, but you have to like read it through the Morse code.
Yeah. Well, right. Like he was known to be like super intelligent or a great commander or whatever. And then, he ate something bad. And one day they had to like implant Christmas tree lights into his face so he could communicate going forward.
I understand it was the 60s, and that's really the answer here. Because it's the same, but it's weird. Like there is something in this where like, someone has to stay behind to manually close a door or whatever. And I'm like, you're in the future. I can have robots do this today.
Hey, dude, this is basically the argument for why Last Jedi is stupid.
So,
like, droids can pilot these ships. We don't need any of this.
Your sacrifice was because you wanted to be sacrificed.
And again, I think that's like, we did this with 2 other ships in that movie. Like, why didn't we do it with the first ship that ran out of gas?
There was so many things that could have happened different.
There are things, and again, I recognize conflicts, but I don't know. I enjoyed this. Like it made me want to go play the Bridge Commander or Bridge Simulator or whatever.
I think I paid for that.
I don't have
I'm
it.
pretty sure I did, but I don't remember
right
ever
now.
downloading it.
Well, maybe
I may have also paid for the next generation content.
I don't think I bought that yet, but I want to.
I don't know.
At some point, maybe we should play that for Extra Life. We'll see.
Is that the PSVR game?
Yeah,
Yep.
PSVR and PC and Oculus. Like,
Do you guys really like PSVR? Or are you guys fronting?
It exists.
I like it, but I often find that I don't. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great games. They still have a regular stream of content for, which is great for a Sony peripheral.
right?
But I find that VR is one of those things where like
You have to be in a mood. Like,
exactly.
you have to be in the
Right.
VR mood.
It makes me tired thinking about I gotta put this on my head and make sure this is all. I'm like, I'll just play something.
Oh yes, setting it up is a hassle, and then dealing with the uncomfortable feelings after you're done with it is an entire day's worth of ordeal.
Yeah, you find out something doesn't work with you. Like if I play a racing game and it gives me a headache,
Right.
that's an all day headache. Like it doesn't go away in 20 minutes. Like it's there.
Like you want to play that Ace Combat 74 thing in VR at 70 trillion miles an hour. Like, no, that sounds like the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, me personally, man. Every time I hear PSVR, I get so enraged. Just because I kind of feel like they should have just perfected the PS Vita. Because as I've said before, I'm a PS Vita lover, supporter, and enthusiast. And just
The Vita's dope.
that they just needed to put the Switch stuff on it, man. Give me a R1, L1, R2, and L2 clicking the sticks. I'm good.
They could have
PSVR. They don't need.
They could have
don't need
designed
that.
a piece of cardboard that fits your face perfectly that you could insert the Vita into.
I'm
But
telling you,
it was a waste of resources.
But I mean, like the PSVR.
the PSVR, they're gonna drop it. I'm telling you right now. Mark my words. Remember this day.
I mean, they said they're not going. Like
But
they
they
already said
still
it's
make
back.
games
It's
for it, though.
compatible with next gen too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hard to say.
the thing. Let's be honest. So one, I think PSVR is still the most successful VR platform.
It is.
Like,
Which says what though? No, I'm just-
easily. Like, well, it says
So what's
VR
your
is
point?
very expensive. It says VR is very expensive, or you can have very limited options with gear and like Labo.
Yeah. One-handed
it is-
options.
Yeah, like it is the most successful VR platform so far. I enjoy the stuff that I have
would-
played in it.
I would posit or argue that what they sell at Five Below, them little goggles, are more successful than PSVR.
I would argue that's not even VR.
First of all, shout out to Five Below.
Get off this podcast. So
Our sponsor,
no,
Five Below.
so I mean, it's like even that Spider-Man thing where I think swinging around New York was awesome in the Spider-Man.
Whip, right? It's called Whip.
Yeah, it was great. Like I was like, that was great. Like there are experiences there to be had.
Yeah.
That like this is a stepping stone. I think we need to have
For the holodeck, let's be straight up. You just want the holodeck.
Yes.
And a full haptic suit. We all want
we've
that.
been saying that
We do.
forever, but at the same time,
Player one.
exactly
Until you fall
as
down
how
with
the
the haptic suit.
holodeck worked,
Yeah.
nobody actually wants that. They want something where they can pretend
Wait.
whatever they want to be real is real.
Time out for a sec. What do you mean by how the holodeck work? We don't want that. What?
All aspects of the holodeck is perfect. That is perfection, man.
I mean, ignoring when like Moriarty takes over the Enterprise or whatever.
Wait.
You mean Q?
You're picking and choosing how it works now.
No,
Like, this is-
I'm saying the holodeck was the problem with like when Moriarty or whatever like
Right.
the 3
When the
episodes-
AI takes over humanity because we created it, it's just Skynet all over again.
so
Listen,
so
that's
We
why
don't
we
want
need the
that. That is what I'm
PlayStation
saying. We
10.
don't want that.
We need that PlayStation 10 from that commercial like 20 years ago.
Oh,
You
when
could
the
just-
baby starts shaking and loses its mind.
That was the
and then
worst commercial.
explodes.
That was terrible.
It was great, man. That's the future. That's the future of VR. Embrace it.
You can have
They
it.
told
then.
you back then. They said
time out.
no cords though.
let's time out for a sec.
But so what I'm saying is nobody wants to dedicate a big old gymnasium to experience things.
I 100% do.
What they want is the Matrix.
Well, no.
Just stick a needle in the side of your brain and then just live whatever you want.
I'm with you. I'm with Mike. I'm with Mike on that.
You don't need the dedicated physical space. You just want to feel whatever you want to feel.
Two words, Johnny Mnemonic.
Yes.
AKA drugs, man. Drugs.
The real
put two Frankenstein bolts on your head and you're good. Just shock it up.
Yes.
But the real problem with your idea, with your concept, which I agree, like, it is more feasible, but like then you never know when you're not in reality. Like,
beautiful. That's the dream. I want it to feel like it's for really real, not like I wish it was real.
The cool thing about the holodeck is like everything is using force fields, and you're essentially on a giant like what is it, elliptical or whatever? No, treadmill. Yeah, like that's how it works.
They showed up wearing costumes. Nobody wants costumes. You want to feel like
you have costumes. Think about it for a sec though. You have the technology to literally go up to a computer and be like, I want a hat. Here's like,
but they didn't. They put on physical stupid hats and showed up in the room.
Right, because they wanted to connect with theirs. They are just cosplaying. That's all. Like, it's the same idea as when people show up to the Avengers movies wearing Avengers.
All right, I'm 100% out now. No interest in the holodeck going forward.
How many times you saw like people go into the holodeck and they're just wearing their Starfleet uniform? Like, it's not as much fun.
No imagination at all.
But they don't fit. Like, they don't have to actually take off the uniform. They just walk into the box, and everybody thinks they're wearing something elaborate.
Right, but
it's just a red jumpsuit with a sticker that says "I'm ready to die."
But I mean, that's the same problem they had every time Data was in one of the episodes with the holodeck, where they're like, they had to tell everyone.
You really did screw up everything every time.
They had to tell everyone, like all the holodeck characters, oh, he's from Alaska. Like, that explains why the last guy with gold eyes on
fish.
Listen, I'm waiting for that Lawnmower Man style VR.
Exactly.
That's it. That's what
what people want.
Let me be clear. Out of all the Star Trek, while the holodeck is cool and I love the idea and it's what John Carmack wants, let's get to intergalactic spaceships first, and we can deal with how we do leisure time.
That's true. Right.
I will take, we are warping places.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's a key.
So, but I really enjoyed Discovery Season 2. I'm looking forward to Season 3.
Is that what we were talking about?
Yeah, we went all over the place.
This all started there.
Listen, Tiny, you sold me. I think I'm going to go and check out that $5 thing to watch all of that.
Great deal. Like, and then I was seeing commercials for some other stuff that I'm like, oh, I'll give it a shot because I have it for 3 months or whatever.
Okay, this is off topic, but now they sell ketchup and ranch in one bottle called Cranch.
Perfect.
I'm terrified.
That sounds abysmal.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. That's
perfect. Is it better than Mayo Chip or worse? That's a real thing.
Mayo Chip is just like most of the way to Big Mac sauce. Like,
right? Like Mayo Q is another one
on a bottle.
Yeah, like it's just add pickle pieces or whatever to it, and that's Big
You could
Mac
just
sauce.
shove a rag inside of it, light it.
Actually, that's called tartar sauce. That's what that is.
Tartar sauce and ketchup. That's
is that
please no. Please no.
I'm 100% certain I've had tartar sauce and ketchup together.
Yeah, if you ate a fish sandwich,
like,
of course you
fish,
did.
Yeah. Like,
but wouldn't you choose one? You either put ketchup on it or you put both?
No, both.
No. Then you put hot sauce also because you can't have a fish sandwich without
hot sauce. Goes on everything,
so you don't taste any of that trash.
Anything you put on it is going on top of the hot sauce anyway that you already put on it. That's default.
Drench it. You got to put the whole what is it, Frank's? Put the whole thing on it.
That's right, man.
and then you just pass out. Like, I can't. Worth it. No more.
Oh man.
But I mean, it's the weird mustard combinations. Like, no one wants that.
Oh, mayo
mustard combinations.
Like mustard and ketchup. There has to be. I think that's there too. Like, no one.
Oh, when a place is just like you want yellow, deli, Dijon. Like, how many mustards do you have, dude?
Deli all the way. That's a brown one, right?
The spicy one?
Yes,
I don't
spicy.
even
I like the
know.
spicy
That's
one.
why I'm just like,
You
I
can
know
grate
yellow mustard and honey mustard. The
And it
rest of
knows
it
you.
confuses me.
I have yellow mustard in the fridge right now, and I feel like a peasant.
I have yellow and spicy. And
I
that's all
don't
we
think
need.
I have any mustard in the fridge right
But that's a personal problem right there.
Well, I got
That's
whatever's
bad.
left from the last get together.
I don't like ketchup's up there one. I don't really need
Mike,
mustard.
I tried to use as much mustard as I could when I was at your house. I was putting it on everything.
Awesome. I hate mustard, so use it up.
Wow, the things you find out.
You sound like my boss still thinks mustard is unnatural.
Oh, it's natural as hell.
It's
It's
more
made from
natural
seeds,
than-
man.
Yeah, mustard seed.
from
I don't
seeds.
like.
We have explained all of this. Don't like this. Isn't,
But also, like French's yellow mustard, that is not natural. That is just
that
Well,
color does not exist.
that's just a poisonous substance.
What's that? Yellow number 12?
Probably. Love
He was-
potion
he
number
was-
9.
I was
Real
thinking the same
conflicted.
thing.
He was real conflicted when he found out In-N-Out fries their burgers in mustard.
They what?
In-N-Out uses on the grill. They have mustard. They put mustard on the side of the burger and then put it on the grill.
They're
Why?
the clowns that like serve stuff called tacos that are just like
No, that's Jack in the Box.
Jack in the
In-N-Out.
Box serves
okay.
literally
Okay.
everything.
We do not talk bad about In-N-Out. In-N-Out is delicious.
I haven't had In-N-Out in
I haven't had
probably
In-N-Out,
15
so I don't
years.
know.
I don't know.
I understand Whataburger is also very good. I've had that too. But
You guys
In-N-Out,
ever-
I waited in
Crystal?
line for Whataburger breakfast at a airport one time, and they were
I don't
like,
think-
"You know what? Our computers don't work, so we can't sell you anything. So go buy."
I don't think airport anything should be used as a representative
That's
nature
the
for.
only chance I ever had for Whataburger.
Haven't you been to Dallas before?
What about Crystal?
That was
Y'all have
the
Crystal
airport
before?
Where I was standing
Isn't Crystal's the
line for
exact same
breakfast.
thing as White Castle?
Yes.
Okay, I was waiting on something
Crystal's
deep.
just
He said, yes,
to
it
the
is.
onion crystal
It
that are in
is.
White Castle.
No. It's literally called Crystal. I think it's like white and pink or something like that.
Yeah, but they're like down south, though, right?
Down south, White Castle. Yeah, that's it.
Now White Castle
It's White
Southern
Castle with a sweet
White
tea.
delicious,
Castle? What are
but
we
also
talking about?
100% overrated.
No, but White Castle, you don't go to White Castle. It's not like it's a gourmet. If you go to White Castle because you have $10 and you're real hungry.
Okay.
And
you
you want
need a
100
laxative.
mini sliders.
Yeah, essentially, if
laxative.
you go to White Castle, and
Pretty
you
much, it is a laxative.
burgers, you must enjoy eating a lot of
90%
white
laxative.
Oh, but anyway, so burgers. I don't like. Yeah, mustard. Yeah.
There's no meat. It's all white bread.
On what? White Castle?
In White Castle, I think is what he's saying.
Right. They spray paint brown on white bread, and they're like, "Here's a burger." Oh, wait, here's some onion crystals.
Well, wait. Did you
They
get
fry
chicken?
it with onions on it.
Did you get chicken in its natural form, a ring shape?
That's natural.
Right.
That's as natural as it gets.
That's how I see chickens.
My boss said
I've
that
seen
at one
chickens
point to
before.
me, and I just stared at him. But this was many years ago. He's matured and his tastes have expanded. But I had to call places, like we would check the menu if we were going someplace fancy to make sure there was something he would eat. And like, do you guys have chicken parm? Like he'll eat a chicken parm as long as it doesn't look like the animal. Yo, if it looks like
Oh yeah, if it's got eyes and a beak and feathers sticking out
No,
of it,
like-
no.
like if it looked like it could have come off of an animal. Like wasn't interested in.
That's
I wanna-
funny. My kids, they only eat chicken if it comes in dinosaur shapes.
Damn
only way.
straight.
That's
A
really
lot.
specific.
I mean, I don't know. It's delicious.
Yeah, they are.
Like the package says Brontosaurus, and they're like, you know what? That thing doesn't exist. I'm not eating this.
This is factually inaccurate.
Right?
Anyway,
Anyway,
back, Aaron. We should probably.
Javon, what games you been playing, man?
A lot. Not as many as you, I don't think, but I tried to catch up.
I appreciate that.
Listen, man, I'm trying to put full effort, full force. Most recently, I think I've already said Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. That's my main focus right now. I'm playing that primarily with my with my sons. So that's a 7 and a 4-year-old, and we're loving it, man. Honestly, and admittedly, I've only gotten so far into the story. I'm a little bit past Kunlun. What's it? The stage following is like a spaceship or something. I don't remember. But we're having a great time. You know, there's lots of characters, and honestly speaking, I'm playing the game and I haven't had fun like this literally since I played the first Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and I loved it. My only issues with Marvel Ultimate Alliance now are like I love the idea of the heroic camera, but when you get near walls, it's real problematic. Like,
oh yeah, no, it does not like it, and I learned about it so late in the game. I was like, man, I haven't played with this most of this game. But on the other hand, like it at least has a target lock.
Yes. Yeah, that's very helpful.
I felt like that. I wish I had known about that from the beginning of the game.
So like I have this issue when I play RPGs, right? And it kind of carried over into this game where like you pick up items or like health packs or whatever, and I never use them. So that's kind of where I am with the ISO 8. I'm like afraid to use it. Like I think I heard that you can kind of switch it on and off for people, but I don't want to take a chance. Like when I see one that says it's like a, what is it? Like a special ISO, like it's rare, like ultra rare. All my ISO 8 is just sitting to the side. I haven't upgraded anybody or touched any of the stats. I'm afraid, man.
Well, so I mean, you can trade it out and it'll tell you if it's on someone else. Like it doesn't bind to anyone.
Okay.
Like it all can, but you do at points have to start looking at like upgrading it. But I don't know. I think that's after the Kingpin stage, which if you're just getting like,
oh no, I beat Kingpin.
Okay, so, you beat Kingpin.
So then maybe I'm past where I said I was.
So did you already do the X-Men then?
No, okay. I haven't done X-Men yet.
Maybe you're coming up on X-Men then.
Yeah, because what's it called? Kingpin was Shadowland, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was him, and then I thought it was X-Men after him, but I don't. So the one thing I will tell you, so if you buy the season pass, you unlock Deadpool immediately.
And with the chef suit, right?
Well, yeah, he also has the chef suit, but he's level 21. So like earlier in the game, he is super helpful because like he is so much higher level than everyone else. But you'll unlock him like halfway through if you don't buy the season pass. Yeah. So it's that like all they're really doing is unlocking him early, and it messes with some of the cutscenes because it's like I have Deadpool here, and there's Deadpool there.
That's speaking of the cutscenes. That's one thing I really miss because it seems like it takes some aspects of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. One thing that I loved about the both prior ones is that depending on which character you had, if you were speaking to an NPC, you would have special conversations, and that doesn't happen here. It's more like canned. It's almost like cutscene almost, because like if you're talking to Jessica Jones, I was playing as Luke Cage, and she's like, "Oh, I got my husband, whatever."
Yeah, but she's talking to me directly. Yeah, like
she's talking to me directly, saying, Luke, whatever. So it takes you out of it, but at the same time, man, I'm such a Marvel super fan my whole life, man. It's like I'm in heaven. And my kids, I'm enjoying it with them, and it's great. We've been watching all of the Marvel movies, so it's been really a great thing for me, honestly.
Good stuff.
I would suggest everybody try it. It's really awesome. And with these new character packs, man, I have my fingers crossed that we will be able to play as Colossus and Cyclops. Cyclops is one of my favorite X-Men, for real. I know he's a cornball. And he's a jerk.
I wasn't gonna say anything,
but no, I'm just saying. I know he's a cornball and a jerk, but I love him. I don't know why. And on he's the cop guy.
He's a cop.
Honestly, yep. Yeah, he's such a square. And then even on what's it? I'm thinking Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Oh man, that's Cyclops all day. That was me all day. Get wrecked. Cyclops all day.
Optic blast.
Yeah,
that's it. Yep.
So I mean, so what? Cyclops and Colossus will be playable characters next month.
Yes, free DLC, and so to me, it just shows like a good faith move on their part. I assume that there's gonna in addition to the DLC package that we have to buy or whatever. I'm just assuming they're gonna add more characters. In addition, they'll probably have more than just.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, we'll see the. The reason that they were characters is because they show up in the game. So it almost seems like they just cut. Like they're like, oh, we need to ship this now. Like we'll add these guys in a month or so. Like we'll do it while we're in approval or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
that makes me feel like Beast is definitely going to be a part of the pack.
So.
He has to be.
Like
because We haven't been able to play as Beast since Clone Wars 2 on Sega, right? I don't know if it came to not Clone Wars 2, X-Men 2, Clone Wars.
Yeah, the Clone War. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he not in the second Legends game? I thought he was, but maybe he wasn't. I
don't think so. But Legends, that was awesome too.
So man, they should re-release that. Anyway, yeah, no, you're 100% right. Like we'll see who these characters come with. Like, that game's been great so far.
Yeah, and this is the closest I've gotten to like buying that Nintendo online service.
Okay.
I was thinking about it, and then I came back to reality and said, "Why would I buy a Nintendo online service?" That's so counterintuitive. So, so let me move on to my next game. So I've been playing Miles and Kilo.
Okay.
All right, and I told my kids I was going to buy it a while ago, but I don't buy anything full price anymore, ever, especially with Nintendo Switch. Everything's always on sale for like way below the regular price. So right before I bought Miles and Kilo this past 2 weeks, like maybe 2 weeks ago, I bought Kid Trip, right? Thinking that it was Miles and Kilo. So I started playing it.
They are similar.
Yes, they're so similar. Two different games, but I don't know if it's the same company that made it. But like literally like the first stage is the same, except it's like an endless runner. Or like
Kid Trip is a runner, but Miles and Kilo isn't, right? Yeah,
and there's no dog, but like literally the main character on Kid Trip looks exactly like Miles. There's no dog on it, and instead of throwing like apples and fruits, he throws rocks.
Yep.
So I kind of bought the same game twice. I am really enjoying Miles and Kilo though.
It is fun. Did you get to the mummy stage yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I suffer from the same thing you have going on, where you start a game and then you just move to the next one. But
it doesn't even do like 99 cents. It's like, well,
yeah.
It's like a Lay's chip. You just like another one. Okay, another one.
Especially, I mean, you stand under $5 and you got 6 games. You can't beat that.
Nah, you can't.
So yeah, Miles and Kilo has been really great. I really enjoy that. And like I said, what brings me into games right now, being in the dad status of life, is whatever I can play with my kids really makes it a lot easier, because my wife, she doesn't want me playing like shooting games and stuff in front of them. And I understand that, and I agree. So for the most part, it's a lot of opportunity to revisit some of the stuff I used to be more into, like the retro style games. But let's see. Let me move on to the next one. I got Wipeout, Omega Collection.
Okay.
I just purchased that. That was on sale as well. I
think that's on PlayStation Plus in August.
Oh, it's coming up.
I think it might be.
Damn, it's all right though. It's
a good game, man.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. They got me again.
It's happened to all of us, man.
Oh man, if you don't get gotten by PlayStation, then you don't really play, I guess. But yeah, I'm loving that, and it's giving me an opportunity to revisit some of the games I played on Vita, because I did play Wipeout 2048. So it's really cool to see that on a higher fidelity on the PS4. And it has, I believe it's all the races and maps from their entire lineage of Wipeout games. And just having a great time with that too. And I bought that specifically to play with the kids. And initially when I got it, I was hoping it'd be 4 players, but it's only 2-player split screen. So we got to switch off one at a time.
It's VR compatible too.
Oh wow!
You can vomit in your own living room. I'm just saying that's a selling point.
You know what? I talk a lot of junk about the PSVR, and I really do hate it. Okay, you can mark that.
We believe you.
I talk a lot of junk about it. It's because I hate it.
I mean, I tried it for like 5 minutes. But no, if once I have more space, I'll get it, because I'm sure they're gonna mark it down at some point, because nobody's buying it. Regardless of what the numbers say, nobody's buying it or playing it. I don't believe
it. If you said not everybody, that'd be something, but people are buying these things.
Listen, I'm just
I love the confidence. I love the confidence. I love the confidence. No one's buying it. I don't care that they said they sold 2 million of it.
Erroneous. I don't believe it.
Like, they sold 10 million Kinects. What are they even doing?
Failure. So also Disco Dodgeball. and I'm pretty sure somebody on here has played that one.
I played it on Steam.
I played it as well.
So this goes back to the kind of Fortnite thing where my son would like to play some like first-person shooters, third-person, what have you. So I'm finding other ways to get his skills for that type of stuff up without him actually playing something with guns. So Disco Dodgeball is a great, tool for that, and we have a lot of fun with that one too. With the, jazzy robots with the funny masks and laser lights. It's not the best game, but it works.
It's kind of simple, but it's very colorful.
Yeah, and they have power-ups and stuff, so.
Yeah.
Again, I'm playing mainly with a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, so the mechanics being a little easier is better for me. And then the last one on my list, not the last one. I got two more. Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare. Now, this is yet another one that I feel like is an opportunity to get that third-person shooter skills up. And I play that with my oldest son, a 7-year-old, and he loves it. So, we run through that game a lot. But my only issue with that is that it's another one of these stupid always online games. So yeah, I was telling him I'm going to get the second one. It's only like $1.39 or something like that, but I still feel weird about it because at any point they could just take the server down, and I'm going to feel like I'm really going to miss that $1.39. I know I'm pinching pennies with that one, but
I can't judge you, man.
You gotta instill those values of saying like you got to get your headshots on these plant creatures.
Yeah.
Is there no single player? I completely forgot.
No, there's single player on it, but the thing is, this is one of these games where it has to check in with the server, like it has to authenticate, and they're saying that that there's updates all the time, but it's like there's no way to updating Plants vs. Zombies. The first.
Well, no, they are because now the third one's in development. They've been doing like closed beta testing for the third one.
No, but I'm saying like they're definitely not pushing out updates for Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, the first one. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there has to be a switch they can hit so that I could just play it without having to authenticate through their online system.
They don't want that. They want your information. They want to sell your credit card to the Russians or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I
That's what we all want, Mike.
I have faith that like if this was going down, like they'd probably they'd turn that on. But I for some reason, like. I want to say weirdly, Garden Warfare was really successful for EA.
It was.
So they were still playing the updates being more like just security patches. Like, oh, we found this exploit. Let's resolve it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I remember I was talking to someone about. Anyway, it's not important.
They make you buy like sticker packs and stuff, so it's kind of.
That's the economy they have in there.
Yeah, it really sucks. So like when we play now, we can't even put up like turrets or anything like that. The sunflowers to give you more life. But anyway, that's in the weeds, whatever. But so my last one is gonna be Samurai Shodown 6.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Yet another game that I bought for so cheap. I think I paid maybe like $6 for it or something like that on a summertime sale, something like that. And I think that's not the new one. That's not. I
was thinking it was the new one.
No, that's the one for PlayStation 2.
Oh, okay.
The one where they took out the fatalities and they took out dismemberment.
I thought it was a 3D one.
No. No, the 3D one I'm not interested in because I heard that one's a lot like Street Fighter 5. Where like little by little they're updating it. It's not a full complete game. I mean, at this point,
you'll get the rest of the sword next year.
Yeah, more or less. But let me tell you, this last thing is like a little anecdote. Like,
no, it's all good, man.
First time, just saying. First time I played Samurai Shodown 6. It was me and my brother. I was actually over here, and we just turned it on. And it's so interesting going through. I think it's something like 40 characters on it. And this is a game from PS2, right? And we scrolling through, and we found like these kind of gag characters. So I chose a monkey, and he chose a wolf. And we were just going at it. And we've been playing with, our younger brothers and everything like that. And it's just so fun to play a game that's kind of silly like that. And I know, from reviews I've heard, some people kind of turned off by that aspect. But you know what? For me, it's all about having fun and laughing. And seeing a monkey fight a wolf, I mean, I don't know. If that's not fun, I don't know. I don't know what you into.
I'm into that general concept because it reminds me of back in the day when I used to play Tekken 2.
Yes.
And we're just like, all right, we're only picking Roger, Alex, Kuma, Devil, Angel, or one of the weird Jaxes or something. It's just like characters that are completely unrealistic. Go. I want to have my dinosaur swing up to charge up a punch against a bear in the face or like whatever. That's what I'm into. Stupid fighters.
Yeah. Honestly, that was the thing. Like we were literally like rolling laughing because no matter what he tried to do, he could not touch me as the monkey in no way, shape, or form. And then when I go and watch some reviews, I find out, oh, that's the cheese character. It's kind of like Odd Job on
GoldenEye.
On GoldenEye,
Too
yeah.
short to get shot.
His hitbox is like 1 pixel. So so there's no way to touch the monkey. So if you wanna run through that game quick, pick the monkey. You're good.
Did you all see the video of the horse fighting the alligator?
No.
Online? Yeah, I have to send it to you. That joint is crazy, man.
Who won?
Part of that game?
I mean, the horse just like stepped
Wait,
all over.
Talking about it in real life.
No,
yes.
This is in real life.
It's real
life.
Like,
just like crush like
the horse just like tramples on the alligator and it just slowly walks away.
Well, the alligator's strength is all in opening and closing his jaws. So if it can't open its mouth, it's
yeah. Or if you approach it from behind, what's it gonna do?
It's gonna roll over, I guess.
So
night.
Yeah.
Night.
God, that sounds a little bit of the video that I shared on Facebook the other day of some guy trying to pet a wild horse on Assateague Island.
Oh,
and the horse just kicks him right in the crotch.
No.
It's the best video I think I've ever seen.
How high is his voice now?
Oh, well, the best part is the screen cap. The moment the horse is kicking him, right there, and it's like that's the first thing I saw. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this and give them their 3 cents in advertising dollars or whatever.
Change your life.
Guys, do you remember when animals attacked? What was that back in like 99?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was way before 9/11.
Remember that? Oh, it was way. I don't know. I was like,
because that was like Fox. It was like, oh, extreme stupidness.
You remember the deer fighting the hunter?
Yes,
that was so great. Oh my god, I love that moment.
He had it coming.
Oh man, you shouldn't have sprayed yourself up with them scents, man. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, that about sums it up. The last thing though about that game, just a cautionary tale to anybody who decides to pick up the cheapest Samurai Shodown game they could come across. That one does not have online play, so you got to be in the same room. And that's Samurai
That's kind
Shodown
of a positive though. You don't have to worry about like Bethesda logins or anything.
You're right. You're right.
It's done. Right. You're like, yeah, I can actually physically play this game.
You got to have friends and people around you to play with. You know what I'm saying? That's
you know.
I
mean, they might start winning and then talking trash. It's
don't want that. Don't want that.
No.
I'm going to spend the extra $5. Let's not have that requirement.
Yeah, but that about sums it up for me, though.
Okay. Mike, what have you been playing?
So, do you want me to talk about for a third week how I finished Castlevania 4? Because as I listened to it again, I realized, oh, wait a minute.
I already talked
about that like 2 weeks prior, and I mentioned it again. So, I mean, I really haven't played anything new exactly. I probably never mentioned playing a little bit of Blazing Chrome.
That was pretty good.
I kind of don't remember.
But finally play that.
It's. I don't like any of the weapons other than the starting gun, which is pretty generic.
There's no spread gun?
Not that I've found. It's like there's the one
looking hard enough.
That's
there's the grenade,
like the flamer, and the grenade.
There's the grenade. There's the one where like you lick around with like.
But it's super slow, and it's not very fun. And the grenade thing is slow. I don't know.
Was it a laser's the last one? Because there's only 4.
You charge up a laser. Like it's. There's way better weapons for real Contra games.
I mean, yes. I mean, that real Contra games comment seems real
Yeah, it's just kind of harsh,
snarky.
man. 'Cause
I mean, come on.
you said that
This
with your
isn't made
pinkies
by
up.
Konami. It's not real Contra.
Right. I don't think they were saying it was real Contra either.
That's what
though.
Right,
I mean, you
but
look at
they're-
Konami, you look at the new Contra game coming. That's not real Contra. And that's coming from
Yeah,
Konami.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
That's
Is that
real
like
32.
2.5D or something like that? The new
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, I think
It
it's
just
like
looks
the
weird.
PS2 one. The
Shattered Soldier. whatever.
yeah,
Mm.
Contra Neo.
Yeah. And,
Honestly, I thought it looked a lot more like the PlayStation 1 and Saturn Contra games.
it doesn't look good.
What was
There's
it called?
There's
Something
a
of
panda
War?
bear in it. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Do they have like actual gameplay yet, or it's just that
I'm watching
trailer?
the thing
Just
right
the trailer
now,
from.
man.
Oh, I only saw the trailer from E3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you Google Contra, it's Contra Rogue Core. But you just Google Contra 2019. Yeah.
Mm.
Legacy of War. It looked like Legacy of War or whatever it was called, like something C. Or they're like, yeah, we got a couple, Contra levels in here, but the rest of it's stupid.
Did any of those come out on the N64? No. So
The Contra Adventure.
I
Like,
did-
yeah, they
I did
didn't
not
put
play
out
any of those.
anything Contra for N64 because they're
Yeah.
like, we don't even care. So whatever. But I mean, as far as the rest of it goes, I just
Okay.
the regular, usual.
Now,
Gotcha.
that's a 2-player.
Blazing
Blazing
Chrome
Chrome?
is 2-player, yeah. I did play a little bit of co-op on that, and it was okay. But it's also just like, I think there's like a thing where if the first person runs out of lives, then the second person.
System shuts off.
Like, if the first person runs out of lives, they can start stealing lives from the other person.
I thought it could go either way because I thought I saw Dan Reichert steal from.
Yes,
me
it
on
can
the quick
go
look.
either way. Like, whoever runs out of lives first can just take lives from the other one that didn't run out of lives.
Yeah, which I mean, isn't that a lot like Alien War on the Super Nintendo or whatever?
Probably. Mostly I played that as a single-player game, so...
I was gonna say, yeah, no, you totally could steal from your partner.
I mean, you might as well. It's either that
So.
or you sit and stare at the screen.
Yep.
I have like 0 Super Nintendo memories. I did not have a Super Nintendo.
You get a Genesis.
Genesis, yes.
Oh, okay.
I think
At least you had a good console, period.
yeah. I think I played what was it? The Japanese one was like Super Famicom or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what
Yeah, that was
called?
the version of the Super Nintendo in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually when I was younger, I went out there to Japan. I did homestay. And so I played Sailor Moon on like the Japanese version of Sailor Moon on Super Nintendo. That's the only thing I think I ever tried it at.
Gotcha.
And it was awesome. I don't know if y'all ever played the Sailor Moon game. It was awesome.
I have not. I kind of assume that there's probably like 7 or 8 Sailor Moon games for Super Famicom.
It was a beat 'em up though. It was like, Streets of Rage style.
That sounds about right, but the kind of thing where you either watch the opening cutscene or hit a button and watch her clothes disappear or whatever, because that's the way they did it.
Oh yeah. She turns to light. Yeah, I remember that.
Right. Hey, but good times. Anyway, whatever. Aaron, what have you been playing?
Play some more The Forbidden Arts on the Nintendo Switch. Last week I said it sort of like a N64 game that with like a lot of polish. I mean, it plays better than that, but it's one of these games where like the platforming is like sometimes it could be a little stiff and janky, but then other times, like regularly, you'll make these jumps that you don't think you can do, and it feels really good. And it's like, yeah, this is good. And then something, then you'll have like this stiff jump that you'll fall into a pit, and you're like, oh yeah, it's all right. I don't know, the overworld is like 3D. You can walk, all over, but the actual levels are 2D. And it's one of these games where like you want to explore, but then it's like if I explore, I'm going to die. And the checkpointing is pretty good, but I don't want to die a whole lot 'cause I have to do these parts I don't like again. let me make a beeline through this thing so I don't have to do this part again. And that's what I ended up doing. So yeah, it's all right.
So it worked out.
It more or less, yeah. I placed Mike J and I played some Mystic Vale earlier today. I'm pretty sure he won both games we played.
You don't even know?
Nah, he did.
Mystic Vale is that card game?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So you can join us, Javon. You can join us.
Listen, man, I'm all about the card games, man. I was actually gonna bring up what's it called? Why can't I remember it? SteamWorld Quest.
That's a good game.
Yeah,
Good,
and then
yeah.
and then the other one, what is it?
Slay the Spire.
No, not I didn't get that one. That's too expensive. I got the other one.
Oh, Monster
Hunters.
That one is it's kind of rough, man. Yeah.
Was it Monster Slayer?
Yeah, that's it. It seems a little unfinished.
It's good, man. I bought it on PS4 and on the Switch, man. It's good.
You bought 2 copies of that game?
I bought it twice, man. Listen, Digerati did me wrong. It didn't let me change the names on PS4, but they fixed it for Switch, so I had to pick it up. I know.
You know what? I'll take another look at it because I was not that thrilled with it, but I will, because you said so. I will take another look at it.
Take a look. I'm not telling you to
I already
buy
have it, so it's not like it's gonna hurt me. I mean,
Okay.
it's sitting on the Switch. It's waiting.
I like
on
the
me.
gear system, honestly. I like the equipment system and everything for it.
The problem is if you play like Slay the Spire or play SteamWorld Quest, it just like visually, it's not.
You're right.
You know
It's not
what I
up to
mean?
par
It's
at all.
yeah. It's
not up to par.
the look is a little. I also played some analog Mystic Vale at a friend's house this weekend, so that was cool. Had a good time with that. So yeah, play some more Shards of Infinity. That's another deck building game. Playing that on Steam and on my phone. Just like Mystic Vale, I played it on the train. I just sit there on the train and get a quick game in on the way to work. Good times, man. And back to this whole Mike J thing. I've taught him too well. He's winning. So yeah, I gotta do something about that. It's his confidence is getting up. I could tell he's on the cusp of talking trash. He shouldn't have spared my feelings. If he's listening, I know what you're doing. I played this game called Phobia on the Switch. It kind of looked like Inside. It's a 2D platformer. This character was like a red raincoat on. It looked. I watched the trailer. It looked pretty cool. Got it in. Started playing it. It is really janky. I mean, it is like it. It's one of those games like you jump off something and then you like jump into like not on a platform but like the side of it, but it won't even kill you.
Gotcha.
You just like get stuck on the side, have to jam your finger on the jump button to get out of it. And I'm like, a lot of jank in that one. So, And then the game I always play when I can't figure out what I want to play, Verlet Swing on the Switch. That's my go-to game. If I don't know what I want to play, I just play that game. It's just you, like a grappling hook or whatever it is, swinging on slices of pizza and meatballs and donuts, and you just swing and you just try to get to the goal. It's one of these games where like you look at the level and you're like, there is no way I could ever finish this.
So it's the right amount of ridiculous.
Exactly. Verlet Swing. It's like my go-to. If I don't want to play, I just play that game because it's like it's a challenge to get to the end of every level, but it feels so good when you get there. You just swing. That's all you do. You throw out your little like whatever it is, grappling hook, laser beam thing, and you just swing on. Like you just swing on those meatballs until you get to the level. That's
so. If you had a choice between that or the Spider-Man PSVR game,
Verlet Swing all the way.
Okay,
it's not even in VR. It don't even matter.
Yet another vote for like the VR kind of turning into a PSVR.
Here's the thing. I'm telling you, Javon, if you play like Ghost Giant, if you play Astrobot on PSVR, you would probably buy a PSVR that day. Astrobot is dope.
Man, they better cut it down to $50. I'll give it a try.
I can't promise that. That's I'll make a couple of calls, but that's all I could do.
I know you know the guy, man. I know y'all know the guys, man.
Shuhei, my man Javon asked me just do it a personal favor for me.
Just one time. Everybody gets one.
Just this weekend. $49.99. With half a Move controller. All right, cool.
go. That's all I need. Just one half.
Just half of it. And we good. I played this. Did I talk about Hanabi last week?
I don't remember it.
Okay, so I played this with the family after we had dinner one night. So it's a card game where you basically, the plot is kind of say like you're a fireworks manufacturer and like I guess somebody shipped all the wrong fireworks to you, so you want to organize them. So basically you want 5 rows of 5 cards of different colors to make the best fireworks, and you add up the highest number of each color, and then your score is kind of like if you get 16 to 19, because the high score can be 25, 5 out of each one. So the game kind of says if you get 16 to 19 points, like it's good fireworks. If you get 25, it's perfect. If you get like less than 16, it's like kind of forgettable. But the whole premise of the game is you can't see your own cards. Everybody else can see everyone else's cards. And your turn can consist of telling someone else about their cards, either telling them the numbers or the colors, but not both, dropping a card or discarding. But I don't know. We cheated our way through it, but we have fun though. But
is that the kind of game that promotes lying?
Because it's cooperative, so I don't know if that would really do you really good. Yeah. It kind of becomes one of those games where like you're gonna bend the rules a little bit, because like let's say like when one of my kids has like I don't know 3 threes, I can tell them and point to the cards. They can't see that. I can say these 3 are threes, but I cannot tell them the color. So they're gonna know. I mean, if you look at what's already out there, you can deduce. Okay, well, if these are threes, I know I can put these down. But it's kind of this game where like if you don't work together and communicate effectively, you'll get to a point where like it's your turn and no one's told you anything, so you won't know what to do.
So it sounds like a game you got to kind of see, because is this like is it similar to kind of playing like blackjack? Was it that you can't go above a particular number or?
No, it's just it's everybody's on the same team. You all are trying to work together, and you want to figure out a rhythm of telling people what they have, such that when it's their turn, they can put a card down, and you all can start to fill in all the blanks. It's pretty cool.
Oh, so you gotta I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, and then we played at a friend's house. We played a game called Ogre Cheerleaders. Sort of like a rummy game. It's goofy, I know. It's not rummy, but it's like basically the cards make what are called formations, meaning consecutive numbers, at least doubles, or all cards of the same suit. And you just scoop up the cards if it's your turn and there's a formation on the field. It's all cards. And at the end of the game, you just add up all the numbers of all the cards you have, and that's kind of who wins the game. It's casual. It's cool. It's pretty fun. And I'm probably going to force Tiny to play it for the Extra Life Marathon, because I'm a good friend, and that's what friends do.
So how do the ogres and cheerleaders come into play? Or
it's like
ogre cheerleaders.
It's like all the cards have these goofy pictures of ogres on them, like doing like failing at doing cheerleading poses and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's pretty goofy. And then we played a game called What the Meme. What do you mean? Excuse me. What do you mean? So it's not like Cards Against Humanity, except that you put up a picture of a meme, and everybody has to put down their card, and the person reads them out loud. Whichever one they think is funniest, whatever wins. That's pretty fun. You ever play that? What do you mean? It works like a Cards Against Humanity kind of thing. It's pretty fun though. So that's it for me.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to tell you about these great 3 new games that are out on the Switch. Doom 1, 2, and 3.
How many of them require a Bethesda login?
So,
and how many of said login?
To be clear, I believe 2 of the 3 require a Bethesda login
to play on the Switch.
So right now, Doom 1 and 2, is my understanding, is you have to put in an email address at that point to play on the Switch to start the game up. It doesn't check anything, but you have to put something in. On Doom 3, apparently you can just cancel out of the prompt. Or if you already have a Bethesda account like I do, you just logged into your Bethesda account, whatever.
Is Doom 3 still Was that game any good? I don't remember that game being good.
So I think Doom 3 was a good game. I took off work to play it when it came out. So we're gonna.
It was a game.
We're gonna put that in perspective. Anyway, so it's funny. I watched the Digital Foundry video today, actually, on all three of them, and they are like Doom 3 is the best running game, like the best. We'll go into the details on the other channel in a minute, but Doom 3 is like a stellar port. It runs at 60 on like the pros and whatnot, and it tries to stay at 60 on the Switch. They had to dip a couple points, but relatively solid as well. 720 and handheld, 1080 on TV. So if you're doing the Switch port out. And it can do 4K if you buy like the Xbox version or whatever, but I bought the Switch one. Mm-hmm. It is a game that I had forgotten how different Doom 3 was from the rest of the Doom games. Like, it is not a fast-paced game. And I think that makes it interesting. And the cool thing about the Doom 3 port, it also comes with the expansion as well as Lost Levels, which was something else that I was at in the BFG edition. That came out late on 360 and PS3 last generation. So, Doom 3, great port, awesome. You should probably play it. It was $10, so I think it's default. Doom 1 and 2, a little less great ports. They don't have the online play you saw on Xbox Live. They also have the music running slower for some reason, and the sound seems muffled. So while they're still Doom, like it's still a great game to play.
So it's like Doom for the 32X then?
No, it's still a very good, like it's still a good port of Doom. It's just there are things that it kind of seems they didn't pay attention to the detail. So you got to remember when Doom was made, and like I think these people were working off like a vanilla Doom probably. It's weird they ported it to Unity as a wrapper for it. So that's what is actually rendering the game now. And, but they were using original source code. Original Doom ran at 70 hertz because or it ran at 35 hertz because that's half of what your CRT monitor would have been refreshing at 70 hertz. But now everything runs pretty much 60 hertz as a base, and 35 doesn't factor into 60 evenly, so you have a frame mismatch of points. So it's super weird. Good. They're weird problems. 99 out of 100 people couldn't be able to tell you these problems. Like, I know it was weird, but like the only reason I know this detail is because I watched the Digital Foundry thing. I mean, again, to be able to play Doom on the Switch, I think it's great. Like, I'm super happy to have them. I hope they, like they've said, they're going to remove the Bethesda. They meant it to be an optional thing. They don't understand why it is coming up as a requirement when you start the game. They're supposedly going to remove it. We will see. But I've played all three of those. I've played a decent amount of all three of those games now over the week. And, the Doom 3... It's really good, like, and it looks awesome, and it has, so since it's the BFG edition, it has the stupid, like, oh, you're not carrying a flashlight, you have the torch on your shoulder. But the cool thing is, one of the things, and it was weird, so I was going through the options today. It doesn't have an option for subtitles, which is super weird, but it does have the ability for you to customize your FOV and to turn on flashlight shadows, which is something that was only for high-end PCs in the BFG edition. So like if you were playing this if you got the Xbox One X version, like this is a really nice looking game. With all this stuff. Like it's still like, yes, the assets are still 15 years old. I was in college when this came out. So yes, probably 10 to 15 years old. Yeah. Closer to 15. But like it's still a good looking game. So like if you get a chance, give them a shot. I think Doom 1 and 2 you probably could skip if you already own them on your console of choice, because they've been released on everything. But Doom 3 is great.
Even on microwaves, right?
I mean, I'm sure there are microwaves. I've seen ATMs running Doom. Like the fun, like, will it run Doom is always a question. But like, I mean, the weirdest thing is, and Microsoft's currently working on this. Doom 1 and 2 got released on Xbox, and if you had already purchased the XBLA versions but hadn't downloaded them, the listing no longer showed. But I think someone from Microsoft came out and said, like, oh, we think this is an issue with how our system categorizes. Like, this wasn't something Bethesda did intentionally. Because if you go back into your purchase history, you then can download it. So it's super weird. So I believe they're supposed to be working on resolving that, because essentially their database doesn't like that they have 2 entries for Doom 1, for example. But a lot of people when this came out on Monday or Tuesday were like, they delisted the Xbox Live games so that they could sell them to you again. They're terrible. It's like, okay. So, but if you have access to those Xbox Live games, they sound like they seem like the better option, and they have the online play if you're going to go play that 10-year-old game or whatever, 10-year-old version of that game. So yeah. So those are Dooms. Check those out. I did pick up Wolfenstein. I was going to play it with Mike, but neither of us got time to. I will start playing it, but from what I've seen, it seems like a fun game. It's a very different game, but to know that Arcane Studios was involved with it, who are the people that made like the Dishonored games, I think the structure makes a lot more sense. Once you have that perspective. Because Aaron, you were paying. So I was away this weekend, like we talked about. So like I wasn't seeing any of the news where people were like, "Oh, they've ruined Wolfenstein."
I just didn't know they were like microtransactions. I know it was a loot-based thing. I had no idea that's what it was.
But that's why I'm saying, like, I think the Arcane thing where it's like you have an open world where you can take multiple different ways to resolve things, and there are enemies in the world that are more powerful than you. There better be. That you have to avoid, and like you have to go. Like those seem like things that Dishonored had in it. So it's an interesting idea. I don't know. The microtransactions I just seem like, hey, if you have more money than time, I guess I don't see them as that effective. Like, there are a lot worse games with a lot worse microtransaction structures than I think Wolfenstein has. So,
I guess it not being about the story, just kind of given that the other two really were.
I guess I don't.
3, maybe, I don't know how many were. But.
What do you mean? Not like, and so this did come up on the Giant Bombcast. Apparently, this like in the opening, they're like, "Yo, BJ killed Hitler," and you're like, "That's weird to have said in a cutscene instead of like letting the player do that in one of these games."
No, just tell us it. Just tell us it.
Like, well, that also makes me wonder if Wolfenstein 3, which they're supposed to be making, is gonna be a prequel to this. Like, is that like, are we just gonna see the play through the stuff that they're talking about in this? And if that's the case, it's a weird release schedule, but whatever. But like, I mean, the story. So the story in this one is what BJ is kidnapped or has gone missing in France. It's the 80s. America has rid itself of of the super Nazi oppression or whatever, but the rest of the world still seems to be under their control. So the girls go and steal an FBI helicopter and go like look for their dad in France. Is what I'm understanding the story to be. Is that what you're getting there?
I'm sorry.
Nope. Good. We're good. We're good. Not even gonna repeat all of that.
Talking about fresh drinks.
So we'll see how the story goes. I like, from my understanding, it seems like a real side story, but it reminds me of the Old Blood in that case. Okay. Like the side story in the Old Blood was also something I did not care at all about. So,
okay. That makes it a little bit better. Okay. And the irony is that I've finished like none of these games. So, yeah.
You should. Oh man, when
that last one, man, it was so difficult. Like it wasn't fun to die every 3 seconds.
See, I don't remember it being like that, but maybe I'm just a great gamer.
Shade thrown.
So no, I mean I remember. I mean, the end. Your pregnant wife is on top of you. That sounds weirdly sexual because I guess it kind of it. She also her jacket's on fire, so she has to take it off, but she wasn't wearing any clothes underneath it. So it's just your naked pregnant wife shooting Nazis while on top of your super enhanced human body. Like that's how that game ends. It's
That's
super.
odd.
It's super weird.
That sounds very awkward.
Like it's super.
Just a little bit.
When you're streaming,
you don't make sure no one's walking into the room.
when you're streaming it gets real awkward real quick. Like wait, that just happened. So I like. That's what I remember. I know there was more to that ending. I think you were stopping a robot or something. But that is the cutscene I remember. But this was also after you found out Hitler was living on a space station out near Venus because the Nazis had developed like interplanetary space travel.
Yeah, they started on the moon base. You don't know about that?
Well, right, but like in the 60s they developed all this, or maybe it's the 70s that it's based in. I guess it is more 70s. But like, man,
They went from Antarctica to the moon to Venus. That makes sense.
So apparently it's to Venus, where that's actually where
flow.
Hitler's living. But you get onto Venus by pretending to be an actor that looks like BJ Blazkowicz. And then you have to get interviewed by Hitler. Like that game was real weird. You play the new Colossus. It was a real good game 2 years ago. I think it was my game of the year. Anyway, the last thing I started Fire Emblem, the Three Houses. I am very early on. It is a very deep game, it seems like. And everything I keep being told about it is the best non-Harry Potter game ever made. Because you have to pick a house. I assume there's like some sports game where you throw balls at each other. On
Giant Bomb, they were comparing it to Persona.
I was hearing that too. Because it is apparently a lot of. You're a teacher, but like, and the weird thing, I was listening to Giant Bomb. They're like, "Oh, how intimate you get with your students," and I'm like, "Isn't that like something you go to jail for?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to rephrase that. You know.
Like, well, no, like apparently, like tea time or whatever.
Tea brings intimacy or something.
Right, tea brings exactly. I'm like, I know this is like whatever fantasy Middle Ages Game of Thrones kind of stuff, but like, maybe that was cool then. I don't know. I know it's not cool now.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Yeah. So anyway, we'll see. I don't know that game. I have it on my Switch. I bought the regular edition, though the collector's edition looks sweet. I just couldn't find it in stock.
What does the collector's edition come with?
I think it has the season pass in it. It also had. I saw it because Elaine, for example, forgetting Elaine's Twitter. It's something about castles.
Mm.
It had pins with it. And I think the soundtrack, and I think it was only like $10 more or whatever. I was like, oh, okay. That would have been nice to be able to. And Best Buy kept saying it was coming soon. But I feel like when they sell it of a collector's edition, eventually it always just says it's coming soon. I don't understand why it doesn't say sold out.
Because they want you to come back to the store. Say it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Marketing, man. 101.
That's probably it. But Anyway, hopefully I'll get more time to play. Like, I enjoyed the Fire Emblems on 3DS, so it's still a tactics game. Which, I mean, Aaron, like with your newfound love for board games and whatnot, tactical RPGs.
Yes.
This could be your time.
Hey, you know what? This is probably the best time that there has been. I'll put it that way. So,
because there's another one we need to talk about because I got an email about requesting codes for it.
I know, I got Tiny Metal in, so I should probably play that at some point.
Probably. I own Tiny Metal on the Switch as well. It's pretty good. Like,
but is the new one? That's a new sequel?
No, it is it's the game plus the expansion.
Okay, That's what
So
they say. Okay.
Tiny, I forget, like Tiny Squadron or something. I forget what the subtitle is.
Yeah.
But Mutant Year Zero is also coming out on Switch. So,
yeah, that's on
which
Game
is
Pass too.
Yeah, which is another like XCOM tactics kind of game. Though actually, you know what? There was one other thing I did forget to mention. Game of the Year got announced this week. Garfield Karts is coming to the Switch.
Nice.
Uh,
We needed that. We needed
We
that.
got a press release that said like
Yes.
for immediate release.
Yeah, its predecessor
like,
is
like,
99
what?
cents on Steam.
Like, get out of here.
Also, Ben just said that the special edition does not come with the season pass. Just a steelbook, calendar, and soundtrack.
That
Okay.
sweetened up the deal.
I guess maybe it's where oh my god. Who was I just talking about? I got to see the special edition. My brain is tired.
Somebody about castles. You said something.
Yeah. She used to be the she was the original. Elaine. That's it. Thank you, BC Terps. E.T. Dragon. That's who. But her podcast was about some other castles or something. I forget.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she got it from Game. I know. Actually, now that I think about it, I think GameStop did. The pins were GameStop exclusive, so maybe that's where she got it from. Because she had a set of like the house pins, in the picture too. Anyway, so yeah. So I'm just rambling now. How about we wrap this up?
I got a quick question though, real quick.
Go for it.
Yeah, sure.
Tiny Metal. It's only in Japanese, or because I wanted to get that because I really loved Advance Wars, but
I don't.
wanted to be
I thought you got
words.
to. I thought you. Well, it's definitely. You could definitely change like the text language.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm trying to. I thought.
You might like
I honestly, I
Wargroove,
think
too.
everyone speaks like Simlish. Like I don't think there's actual recorded dialogue in a
Okay.
language that is real.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember that. Honestly, I skipped a whole lot of the cutscenes in Tiny Metal. At one point, I was like, "Oh, I'm good. Let's just get to the next scenario where I can use jets to kill everyone." So, because the advance, it's the closest thing we're going to get to an advanced war for a very long time. Because Intelligence Designs keeps making Fire Emblem games because they keep selling. So,
You did say Wargroove though, right?
Hey, Wargroove is good too. If you like Advanced Wars, you'll probably dig that too.
I liked Wargroove.
You can make campaigns and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, and this is dumb for me to say, but I wish Wargroove was a modern military, not fantasy military.
Yeah, I know.
Like I would have, like if they had kept with like done the same art style, but like I've been 100% there. But like I just don't care about elves and archers, and like even in this, it's tough to care about it. 'Cause it's like honestly, the other Fire Emblem, the 3DS Fire Emblem games were a lot more anime, and this one actually seems real anime too. So like that's part of what's keeping me there. But like if it's just like regular boring epic like fantasy stuff, like cool, your archer beat my axe guy or whatever, okay, I would more rather take modern military on it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Stuff,
yeah. So yeah, but anyway, we should wrap up.
Yeah. All right, Javon, shout outs, plugs, all that good stuff.
So of course, as always, I'm gonna shout out my family. You know, boys at home. I know they weren't able to watch because it's bedtime and all that good stuff. But shout out to my wife. Shout out to the boys. Of course, to my brother. Thanks for letting me occupy your space for a second.
Yes, thank you to your brother.
You know what? I want to say thank you to you guys because honestly speaking, man, this was awesome. I really appreciate the opportunity. It's a perfect type of pick me up too. So, you know, this was really awesome.
It was fun. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. I hope we could. You know, I hope I could come on in the future sometime or whatever.
Of course.
No pressure.
No, of course.
None whatsoever.
Like probably like a minimum of 3 years, but yeah, like definitely.
Listen, 3 years sounds good. Nah, but so other than that, like I'm gonna shout out my Twitter. I'm not super active on it, but on Twitter I'm Hovalatos. That's HOVALATOS. It's the same thing on YouTube. I stream a little bit, nothing super serious. And then I know I hit you guys up maybe last year. I forget who you had on about how I was trying to start a podcast. So like, I'm hoping my guys are listening to this and they get the motivation that battery in their back from seeing you guys do it, and we could just get that off.
Hey,
Hey,
that's what's up, man.
saying motivation.
It's a nice thing. We've been doing this for what, 8 years, something like that, 9 years. How long have we been doing? A long time.
Yeah, I feel like we're going on 10.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's just awesome to like be able to chill and talk with some like-minded individuals on some positivity and video game stuff. Why not? It's awesome.
I feel like I take it for granted. I know I take it for granted that we do this almost every week. But
Max, give us a panel.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my main thing. No big shout outs, but yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the camera thing, but the next time, hopefully, you'll be able to see my ugly face as I crack all these dad jokes. It's all good.
Saying, and you know what? You say dad jokes. Me and my boy Grizz, he was actually in the chat and everything. We have like this whole dad joke group chat with our ladies and them, and they're like, we're going off like verses and dad jokes. And I'm trying to tell him, step one, because he's a new dad jokes cannot be in any way dirty. You don't want your kids saying no type of curse words or nothing like that.
No, you definitely don't want that. That's
I had to break it down to him. He thinks he's winning. It's like, man, don't say nothing with nuts in it. Like, that's not a good idea.
He just
Even
heard the
if it's a
word
small
joke. There was a word in front of that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Mike. Is Mike, you still here? You still with us? Okay. We lost Mike.
Have your dogs and cats spayed or neutered by a professional, and remember to give blood.
Yeah, donate blood. Yeah.
Your blood at a professional organization.
Not somebody else's.
I mean,
well,
you show up with a Tupperware full of blood, they might have some questions. It's probably not going to be, who can we give it to?
Where should we put you? All right.
Who should we credit this for?
Shout out to you, Javon, for joining us. Shout out to the folks who jumped into the chat. Good old BC Terps. Game Vet. And I think Scoop was on here too. So
Scoop stopped by.
Yeah. So shout, even if you didn't say anything in the chat, if you jumped on and joined, we appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to Goose. He's working on a new game. I think he's what did he say in the chat? He said the pseudocode is done, and he said it's all his thing. So, he's trying to get that thing on ID at Xbox. So, Goose, keep us posted, man. That's exciting stuff. Let us know what you're doing, so we don't have the biggest audience, but we can help out in any way. Let us know. Shout out to everybody listening to the show. Co-host Mike Tiny. I don't know where Mike went, but I'm sure he's fine. If you want to leave us an email for the show, you can send it to podcast@GameEnthus.com. If you want to send us a voicemail, which Javon here has done several times, we always appreciate getting them. The voicemail number is 202-573-7686. Check out YouTube. It's kind of been slow on the uploads on YouTube, but it'll kick back into gear at some point.
Yeah, we need some more of those reviews, man. Now that nice little opening, you had the little segue, the little introduction in the beginning. That was real cool, man.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I like it so much I don't want to do another intro. I'll just keep it right there. It's working. So yeah. All right, Tony, what are your shout outs?
We were at New Jersey GamerCon last weekend. We will be at Keystone Comic-Con third week of August. So if you're in Philadelphia and you're at Keystone, which will be at the convention center in Center City, stop by, say hi. Stop by the Extra Life booth. Sign up.
Extra Life.
Yeah, Extra Life. And on a side note,
that's official. Extra Life.
Yeah. On a side note, it is the end of July. Why have you not signed up to help your local Children's Miracle Network Hospital? You just sign up. Go to extra-life.org. Sign up.
Thing, that's why.
Raise money for your local Children's Miracle Network. Apparently, I say one thing incorrectly.
Extra Luth.
It's
And-
funny.
Go to Extra Loot. So go to extra-life.org, sign up, or hey, go to extra-life.org/team/GameEnthus and donate to your favorite GameEnthus personality.
And if you happen to be at BronyCon in the DC area, stop by the booth and sign up. I won't be at BronyCon, but somebody will.
Yeah, sign up.
Stop fronting, man. You're gonna be front and center with your with your pony up there. Come on, man.
Hey, I did Otakon. I can't do it all. So,
But yeah, no, I mean, go sign up if you want to get more involved and like go to the conventions. When you do sign up, fill out that checkbox that says like, hey, you want to get more info about what's going on in your local area.
yeah.
So that's how you get part of the guild.
Join a guild.
So,
Be president of the guild.
Yeah,
Can I ask you guys a question right quick?
Yeah.
go for it.
Am I like officially entitled to some of that sweet GameEnthus money now? Like,
Since it's fictitious, yes.
Yes, you can join it. You can join it as fictitious.
You can have as much as we have.
You can have as much as Aaron's going to give me when I give him the DC card games that I have just sitting in a closet.
No Marvel?
overpowered.
I played Legendary. I might want to keep Legendary.
It's a better game from what I've seen too. So I understand.
But now there's this new Fantasy Play one that we got a message from. Book of Nerds right before we started.
Yeah, Book of Nerds put us onto that. So yeah, we got to get him on the show too at some point.
So yeah. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I think that's it, man. Lord willing, we'll be back next week. Yeah. Javon, any final words, good sir?
Yes. Let's see. Live long and prosper. Love, peace, and hair grease. Oh, actually, I got one last thing to say. Have you guys ever done AVGC?
No.
No. But I mean, I've thought about going, but it's in northern Jersey.
Yeah, that's close to my
So that is a different hospital market than Philadelphia. So that'd be children specialized.
Okay.
So if they're looking for volunteers, I'm always happy to go up. But yeah.
So they want to comp me a hotel and food and everything. Hey, man.
But I mean, another cool one that's coming up, we were talking about going, but I don't think anyone's actually going to be able to. But Long Island RetroCon is next weekend.
You know what? Wolfden was talking about that.
And
you guys watch Wolfden?
I watch his stuff. He did a video about the something with the N64 thing or something. I watched him do. Yeah, he did mention it. Yeah, I know he was from Long Island.
Yeah, man, New York all day.
But that event is awesome. I just don't have that time that weekend to go.
No, I can't go.
So I was looking at it, so I'm coming. I have to go up to Chester, New York on that Saturday, and I could swing over to Long Island, but if I get on the Long Island Expressway, I'll be sitting in traffic for feels like ever. And then another 4 hours home on Jersey. I don't think so. But anyway, but yeah, no. AVGC is an event I'd like to get to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to check that out this year.
So
let us know how it goes.
Yeah, man.
All right, if anybody's still watching the chat,
when is the GameEnthus?
Scoop is asking us about GameEnthus Midwest tour. None of us are from the Midwest, so I don't know. I mean, not that we couldn't go there, but it might not be our first stop. No offense.
So I mean, let's define Midwest because I believe Texas doesn't count as it's in the middle of the country.
I don't think Texas is ever counted as Midwest, but that's
definitely Southwest, right?
Midwest, is that just Oklahoma? What is Midwest like?
Midwest is like
just Oklahoma.
It's like Chicago and.
See, I wouldn't consider that West.
Well, it should just be mid because it's not west. It's mid. It should just be I live in mid.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And I'll be honest, I've flown over it a lot of times.
Wow. What are you implying?
I can't think of any time.
Well, Scoop says this Central Time Zone. Does this call it? Whoever has Central Time Zone.
Well, okay, Chicago's in Central Time Zone, so
yeah,
I've been to Chicago.
That's the mid. Yeah,
I've been to Minneapolis.
Milwaukee,
Indiana?
does that count as
Indiana?
Midwest?
I don't think I've ever been to any place in Indiana.
Indiana's dope, man. You gotta go.
I don't think I ever heard anybody say Indiana is dope. That's a new one for me. I don't know.
It's another first, man. This is what I'm doing. I'm bringing first. We're talking truth to power about the PSVR and the lies.
How great the Vita still is.
The Vita's still alive. It'll never die.
I've been to St. Louis.
I keep mine charged. It's a great system.
I dropped mine in a my wife was cleaning some clothes and I made a mistake and dropped mine into the stuff. So yeah, mine's a wrap. So yep.
If you get one modded, because you could do some stuff on that thing, man. I loaded that thing up.
Yep.
See, I leave mine charging too, and now I think about it like that's probably not that good.
No, that's probably not a good idea. If the PSP is
anyway,
any sign,
Scoop. Yeah, I don't know when. When someone starts paying me for this charity stuff, which is a real weird statement to say. But yeah, no, I think we're out there.